All right, let's look at changes. A blind reaction. I literally have not seen anything yet. Yeah, this is excited. I've seen a few changes. I've known stuff that's gonna come in. We're hype as hell here though. So like, absolutely. Yeah, let's go and talk to him. Yeah, fair. All right. Oh, Jed's looking over it. Yeah, Jed's on vacation. All right, boys. I haven't looked at any of this yet at all. I don't know why people don't like Jed. Oh, here we go. Wait, my screen, here. There we go. Move me up here. I don't know, Jed's fine. I think it's just a different taste. All right, everything aside, hello everybody. Lots of people here. The day is finally here. Havoc is getting changes. We're looking at them. I haven't gone over them yet. I've been busy all day. We're doing a blind reaction. I know some stuff that's coming because Reels has been talking about it, so not all this is going to be a surprise. But I've seen some things, and we're looking pretty good. All the follows and prime subs and everything, thank you. I'll go over them after, but let's just dive into it. So today, right now, all we have is the Havoc tree. So developers notes, Demon Hunter talent updates will be starting to roll in as they become ready. Havoc tree is the only one. Vengeance and Clash tree coming soon. Spectral Sight, 1:30. This makes sense. I know what it does now because Fodder the Flame is actually being reworked completely. So Reels mentioned this a little bit ago where he said Fodder is going to turn into a controlled button. Probably be a little bit worse. So he decided that button is going to be Spectral Sight. I love this change. So what this change does is make Spectral Sight the actual ability that Fodder is. So you're going to push Spectral Sight, Fodder is going to spawn, and you can control when that demon's going to happen. So Fodder's a 1.5 cooldown now. That's a fine cadence. That's going to be a little weird. I guess it's going to line up with every second meta, and you'll have it. We're going to snooze all my ads too, so you guys don't have to watch shit. So you're gonna have Fodder now on a 1:30 cycle. I don't know if it's been nerfed now. Again, haven't gone through anything yet. Now takes fatal damage from I-beam. Good. Buff granted immediately. So what that done here, it takes the randomness away from Fodder. It means you no longer have to glaze your Fodder down. I-beam will now kill it, and you'll now auto pick it up. Now the 1.5 we'll see. Spectral Sight slow, you'll cancel it immediately. It doesn't really matter. I see down here that meta is now a 3-minute cooldown. I am being mentioned. Well, thank you. Well, you know, Max, I don't think it's gonna happen. Anyways, meta's now 3 minutes. So I don't know if the talent that makes meta 3 minutes from 4 is still here. But what the Fodder changes mean is that's gonna line up kind of weird with all your abilities. So it might be its own thing now. We'll see when we get in the game. I think it's good changes so far. Darkness now has a 15% chance to avoid all damage. Okay, chance to avoid damage increased by 100% when not in a raid. That's big. That's a 30% chance in M+, which means it's actually a usable button. Now, the fact that you place it on the ground still makes it an issue. But 30% in dungeons is actually a realistic thing. 15% in raid is fine. 5% is not going to make a big difference. You're hitting enough people, it doesn't matter. But 30% on 5 is actually going to be a big deal. So this is going to be pretty big and actually gives Havoc some sizable utility now in M+. Now, we don't know what the Clash tree is going to look like because that hasn't come in yet, but this right here is really big. First, the Illidari gone, makes sense. You can have a 2-minute meta that might be a bit too powerful. Metamorphosis duration reduced to 20 seconds, fine. Whatever, we need changes for that. Demonic Appetite's now baseline and causes Soul to rank 20 Fury. Good. Fel Eruption baseline. Insane change. Havoc now has their stun back. That is crazy for Mythic Plus. That is crazy for PvP. It used to be such a big like issue to take those things, which is kind of like that's such a big deal. Being able to get that for Havoc means you now have access to another stop in Mythic Plus. It's a range stop, which is very powerful. Range stuns are really strong. Things like Hammer. Glaive Tempest buffs. 25-second cooldown, whatever. It's still hasted, so that doesn't really matter. Damage increased by 15% and damage reduced beyond 8 targets. So that's crazy. So Glaive Tempest now is going to be a little bit longer, but it's going to do a crazy amount of damage and actually go further. Like the difference from square root capping at 5 versus square root capping at 8 is a massive deal. So lots of pulls in the game are never really bigger than 5. You often go between 5 to 8 is your common pull size. Basically this is just going to do more and more damage up to 8 targets and then continue to do more afterwards. There's a chart somewhere, I don't know if I have it, but this is a really crazy change. I don't know how Fel Barrage is ever going to be taken. Fel Barrage has been redesigned. Oh, that'll do it. No longer channeled, drains 15 fury per tick, lasts until fury is depleted, damage produced beyond 5 targets. He fucking did it. Pardon my French. Reels actually fucking did it. So those of you who have not been following the videos I've been talking about or have not been in the Havoc Discord, basically what this means is that Fel Barrage is now a redesigned form of Breath of Sindragosa. Now I haven't gone into game yet to test shit, but that now makes Fel Barrage a absolute AoE nuke. You fill up your fury bar, you drain it, you try and fill up a little bit. 15 fury per tick is a lot. So this isn't going to be like Breath of Sindragosa where you can maintain this forever. Per tick, I don't know how fast a tick goes in WoW, but it's pretty quickly. We'll get in tests after the changes, but a tick in WoW is pretty fast. I don't know the actual numbers, but you probably won't be able to get more than a few seconds of extension on this. But if the damage is strong, which Fel Barrage had solid damage before, then this is gonna be crazy. So again, I don't know what tree changes are yet. We'll look at that after. But this here being, these are both really good things now. Initiative's effect no longer triggered or denied by damage over time effects. Okay, initiative is fixed. No issues with that now. For those of you who are new to Havoc, haven't been playing too much, initiative is the crit bonus we get whenever we hit a target before they hit us. And the only real reason this would never proc, it's very rare except for like PvP, I guess, or like pulling threat or something, for this to not proc is if dots happened. And that can no longer happen. So you're gonna have a much higher uptime of initiative. That's a big deal. That's really cool. Momentum now increases damage by 6%, was 8, lasts 6 seconds, and duration stacks to a maximum of 30 seconds. This is a lot better. So what this does a few things. One, it nerfs momentum for people who hate it. There's a new WoW post. Okay, wait, we'll pull up WoW Head and look. Throw glaive buffed? Aw, geez, man. Okay, we'll touch that after. That's actually a sizable buff. We'll get that after. Where was I? Okay, momentum 6%. So this is a big deal. So it makes it worse for people who didn't like it beforehand, which is good. It makes it a lot easier to play around. So you're gonna have a lot of momentum now. The fact that it goes up to 30 seconds means that during periods of time where you have the ability to move, you can bank up that momentum uptime, which means that for those of you who don't like using Fel Rush around everywhere into all of like your windows, you have to Fel Rush constantly. This means that you're gonna have periods where maybe you can't move, where you can stack up momentum beforehand. So this should fix a lot of issues people have. Now I know there's a large camp of people as well whose main issue with momentum is the fact that it's like a maintenance buff. And inertia, which we knew about beforehand, is going to fix that. So basically what inertia is your unbound chaoses cause Fel Rush to give you 20% extra damage for 5 seconds. So upon reading this is a very short window. I'm actually not sure if you can fit your entire window in there for your essence break, but we'll find out in testing. But this is, I think, roughly the same as old momentum when it was like 4 seconds or something. So basically you have two choices now. You have inertia, which is like you Fel Rush every 20 seconds or so and you get a massive damage increase, 20%, or momentum is basically a constant 6% damage increase. So this will probably be a numbers thing, but inertia is going to be a lot better for people to play around. 20 seconds means it's going to line up with essence break, assuming they didn't change it. It's going to line up with your I-beam with cycle of hatred, assuming they didn't change anything. So that's a great change, just off the cuff. Just 20% damage is a lot. We do a lot of our damage inside of our essence break windows. Fel Rush enforces a cooldown of half a second. Great. This ends up nerfing Fel Rush, making it less of a fury generator. The fact it triggers half of a GCD instead of a quarter is actually a really big deal. Over the course of the fight, if you fight, I don't know, if you push Fel Rush like 100 times and you're doing a quarter of that is 25, you're now going to do 50, right? So I know those are meaningless numbers, but that ends up being a pretty sizable change. Fellblade now reduces the global cooldown to half a second. Fellblade is back. We're going to push this now. This being the same as Fel Rush for a generator. Now, I don't know if IP was removed. I haven't read down yet. But this actually means we're going to use it. This means it feels way, way better to push. Half a second's a big deal. That's like kind of crazy compared to our normal global cooldown. I think that's hasted as well. So this coming in means that Fel Rush is now a worse generator than before, and Fellblade is now a significantly better generator. So we're going to use Fellblade again, which is sick. Deflecting Dance. Blade Dance deflects incoming attacks, absorbing damage up to 15% of your max health. Okay, so this one I knew about beforehand. This one was one of the ones I read. So basically what this is all you Blade Dance Dodge truthers, everyone who enjoyed Blade Dance Dodge, it's back, right? This is here for you. So this is a really good thing. Now I don't know the duration of this. I don't know if it lasts the whole time while you're in Blade Dance. We'll test after this. But this is going to allow you to basically push Blade Dance during periods of high damage, which you'll be doing anyways. It's a rotational button. You push it every 6 to 7 to 8 seconds, depending on your haste and stuff. But this is just going to heal you, shield you for like a pretty nice shield, right? So this is really nice. It is all the fun things of Blade Dance Dodge, but it takes away all the negatives on Blizzard's end, right? Because Blade Dance Dodge was really good, but it also allowed you to immune things that they didn't want you immune. Axes on King's Rest, all those whirling things on, I don't remember which boss, but there's a lot of bosses in dungeons and raids where dodging matters. And this being a shield instead of a dodge is a big deal. There's another thing I knew, Fire Inside, Immolation Aura has 1 additional charge and a 30% chance to refund a charge when activated. Okay, I didn't actually read that. You can have multiple Immolation Auras active at a time. Just to note too, before I dive into this, these are both work in progress. Okay, this is really cool. So I think this is a capstone. I've seen a bit of a picture of our tree. This is a really, really cool talent. So basically we have 2 charges of Immo Aura now. What that does is, aside from making all of our Immolation Aura talents better, it also means that Fel Rush and Unbound Chaos is a lot better. So you look at this and you're like, okay, yeah, we get more stuff there. But having 2 charges of this means we have more on-demand Fury. Immolation Aura gives us Fury. We have more on-demand Unbound Chaos damage, which is a big deal. It's a lot of burst damage there. And it also just gives us more Rage Fire, right? You go into a pack that's a really big pack, you're pulling 20 mobs. You can pop 2 Rage Fires and just have a lot more damage there. Now, I think you can have multiple Immolation Auras active at a time is actually a really interesting piece of text. So we don't have our clash trees yet, but I know that Reels was talking about some form of Blazing Slaughter, which is the Night Fae Covenant legendary back from Shadowlands, which gave you another Immolation Aura. So should that ever come back, a Fire Inside will actually let you use that Immolation Aura as normal without actually interrupting your other Rage Fires. So you can bank like 3-4 Unbound Chaoses in that window. So I think this is by itself a really, really good change. Really interesting capstone. We'll see if we have the points to take it. We'll see where it is. And B, again, you can kind of RNG your way into a bunch of like Immolation Auras, but this also sets you up really good for the future. Any effects that can give us Immolation Aura, any like tier sets they do, any talents they do in the clash tree that give us Immolation Aura stuff, can actually affect this and be really, really good. So this is a great change, not only for those Rage Fire builds that have really fallen behind, like stuff like Spread Eagle, but also just in general for like future-proofing stuff from our clash tree. So this one, A, looks really good on the surface, but B, we have to wait and see what it looks like whenever it comes in the game. So really cool one there. A few other small things. Spellfire Heart removed. Who cares? 2 seconds. Yeah, weaker Rage Fires, but you know, not a big thing. Fel Rush damage increased by 60%. That's just good for Unbound Chaos. Unbound Chaos now 1-point node increases next Fel Rush damage to 250%. Okay, this should work out to be roughly the same, I imagine. I don't think they're gonna end up being that big of a nerf. Critical Chaos now 1-point node. 30% of your critical strike chance. Okay. Dancing with Fate now 1-point node. 25% good. Blind Fury now 1-point node. Generates 40 period per second. And has a 10% increased damage and duration. Okay. And then Serrated Glaive is now 1-point talent. Cool. It has been adjusted. Enemies hit by Chaos Strike or Throw Glaive take 15% increased damage from Chaos Strike and Throw Glaive. Oh, okay. That's actually really interesting. And then Growing Inferno is 1 point, increased by 10% per tick. And then Isolated Prey has been adjusted. Oh. No longer causes Fel Rush to grant Fury, now causes Immolation Aura to deal 30% increased damage. That's interesting. I have to think about that. Okay, so basically what these do is we've now just gained 3 to 4 extra points in our tree. We've lost some damage here in all these talents, but I think that's fine because we're gaining a lot more in all this other junk. So we're losing some points in our tree, like some damage, but we're being able to basically grab, in most builds, we would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. We take 4, there's like 6 changes, we take 4 to 5 of them. So we're gaining 4 to 5 new points, which is insane, allows us to take a lot more stuff. Isolated Prey making Immolation Aura deal 30% increased damage means you might consider taking that in a dungeon if you want more single target. That also means there's a lot more build overlap where you can do like a single target Immolation Aura build, because beforehand there was no reason to ever do that. But having Immo do 30% extra damage to one target actually seems like a pretty big deal. So initial read through here, insane. Reels has absolutely knocked this out of the park. Fodder seems way better now, it's controllable. Meta, I think this means meta's a 2-minute cooldown now, because this is baseline 3 minutes and there's still the 1-minute reduction in the clash tree. It hasn't said it's been gone. Darkness being 30% in Mythic Plus is insane. Shorter metamorphosis is whatever. All these changes are good. We'll have a little bit less Fury, which is great to break up the cycle SD things. We have options for momentum now. Momentum's fixed. You don't have to fell rush on cooldown. We have a lot new tree choices, new capstones. So this seems honestly insane. Now, the only thing we have to do is look at the talent tree. So let's take a look, shall we? So nothing's changed on the class tree. We know that was coming in. We know that Demonic is gone. Sorry, First Eldari is gone. Whatever, that's fine. Rush of Chaos is still here, which means that meta is a 2-minute cooldown. Oh my god, meta's a 2-minute cooldown. You actually have no idea how insane that is. Like, that's such a big difference. Do you guys remember an expansion ago when meta was a 4-minute cooldown? And now here we are, like, not even a year later, and meta's a 2-minute cooldown. Like, that's actually such a big difference. We lose 4 seconds off of its duration. But you're going to be able to do your double death sweep window more often. I actually haven't even looked. Meta being 2 minutes is like the most insane change out of all of these, honestly, in my opinion. Like, this means we're going to be much better for M+. We'll have bigger burst more often, which is a big deal. Pulling around a 2-minute is a much bigger thing. Meta was kind of weak as a 3-minute, but as a 2-minute cooldown, meta is really, really good. It means that on bosses, we're going to be able to get more meta windows in a 6-minute window. Instead of having 2 metas, we'll have 3 now. 2-minute cooldowns always lined up much better in terms of like damage amps as well. The power of Metamorphosis is not leaving, its duration is, which means that we're still going to get the same amount of damage out of it. I think Demonic actually was nerfed a bit too. Yeah, 5 seconds. So Demonic's a little bit worse as well, which I think makes sense. Meta being 2 minutes is insane. This literally is such a big deal. Just off the top of my head, right? Right now, the first boss has a damage amp at like 2 minutes, and you're gonna kill it after that. So us being able to meta on pull and then meta at 2 minutes is insane. This is actually like such a sleeper change. Demonic's still here. It's just gonna be 1 second less, so that's gonna be better. All right, crazy, great changes so far. This tree looks so much better. So it's similar in style, but I see we have 5 capstones now, which is great. We have connectivity between our capstones, which again is really good. Probably some stuff I'd like to see made more connective as well, but let's read through it. So let's just unclick all of our talents. We'll just grab everything from scratch here. So I-beam's the same, nothing's changed there. This is the same, whatever. Critical Chaos is now here. Okay, so they've swapped Critical Chaos with improved Chaos Strike. So I think that's better, which means you can get the Fury gain always and then have to pick if you want the Chaos Strike damage. That's fine. This is a lot more Fury. 50 Fury or 10 seconds, I think is... Oh, face cam is blocking the tree. Oh my god, you're right. Thank you, Yoru Wonu. I don't know how to say that, but I appreciate that. All right, is that better? Can you guys see the tree now? Critical Chaos is here, which is a big difference. Critical Chaos, 20% chance to refund Fury. 20 Fury increased by 30% chance. So big deal. We love that. Burning Hatred's here, so we have a lot more access to Fury now. We're probably going to talent into Burning Hatred because Dancing with Fate is here. Okay, we don't know what these are. So we have 2 new talents coming in the future. We have no idea what these are. Chaos Strike damage being there is fine. First Blood being there is good. All right. So we taken all of our nodes. Boys, we have Netherwalk again. Netherwalk is now able to be taken. I'm in shock. We can take Netherwalk. Like, this is a massive W. Desperate Instincts is still here. So the issue with this, I guess if you're a PvPer, this is fine. But for anyone in not PvP, the fact that it will trigger blur for you is bad. So you'll probably never take this still. Most prayers are being answered though. What else we got here? Deflecting Dance, you're deflecting income attacks. Well, okay, so this is where this is. So that means we're gonna be a lot tankier. So I don't know what these nodes are yet. I have no idea what the point economy is gonna look like up here. But we also have to remember, okay, this is my last snooze. So ads are gonna happen in about 5 minutes. You've all been warned. We have to remember these are all 1-point nodes now. So it might seem like we're not being able to take stuff up here, but all of these are 1-point nodes. So we have about 12 points to spend now in the rest of this tree. All right. Deflecting Dance, Mortal Dance here. So we actually don't lose any DPS to take Mortal Dance now, which is a crazy change. This means we can actually take Mortal Dance in relevant content, which is like a big deal. So that's really pog. Before we had to lose 5% damage to take it. Now we just lose a little bit of HP. But, you know, overall good. Netherwalk, insane. We'll see what these are. Moving down, Initiative, the same. This is the same. This is the same. This is the same. Okay, so all these are the same, so nothing's changed there. Yeah, these are all just worse versions. I don't like that looks can kill is still here. I do think that should be baseline. I think it's kind of a bad point to take. Same with chaotic transformation, but you know, beggars can't be choosers here. Serrated glaive, yeah, so this is the new serrated glaive. This is interesting. Enemies hit by chaos strike or throw glaive take 50% increased damage from chaos strike and throw glaive. So that's gonna make throw glaive a lot better, and just taking this in general a lot better. So we can actually like take everything here now, which is kind of crazy. All this is the same, 3 targets. You hate to see that. Fierce gaze is still here. Isolated prey dealing 30% increased immolation aura damage is actually like a really big deal too. And then that's all the same. Okay, so all this is mostly the same. Now let's take these nodes, we get down to the bottom tree, and here's where everything gets kind of crazy. Okay, so inertia. This seems really sick. So when empowered by Unbound Chaos, Fel Rush increases your damage down by 20% for 5 seconds. So Immolation Aura is a 30-second cooldown. Oh, it's not being reduced by haste. I think that's a bug. I'm pretty sure that's a bug I was reading. So don't worry about that. It might be long right now, but that shouldn't last around. So don't worry about that. Chaos Savior still here, boring node. Restless Hunter still here, boring node. Inner Demon still here, whatever. Accelerated Blade still here. Rage Fire still here. Okay, so none of this changed. Raid Fire is still only 3 critical strikes, which is not what we want. So that wasn't fixed. And then, okay, new Glaive Tempest is here. So this is a crazy button now. Cycle is the same. New Fought of the Flame is down here. Soul Rand's down there. Okay, and then we have Essence Break. Yep, normal stuff. Fel Barrage, new Fel Barrage. Torrent of Fel Energy, rapidly consuming fury to inflict 4.3 thousand chaos damage to all enemies within 15 yards per tick. Okay, that's pretty good, honestly. Share Destiny, same as normal. Enemies necessary, same as normal. And a fire inside. Immolation Aura has an additional charge, 30% chance to refund a charge, and you have multiple. So the tree didn't change too much, but like the fact that I can take all these nodes now is actually like a kind of a crazy deal, right? Like I can have just the points to go through and take Furious Throws. I can take Serrated Glaive. I can take Isolated Prey. Things are in great spots, which is really, really good. Burning Wound is here. You can even take it. Like I can dump this stuff, put it here and here. Like this is probably gonna be a single target. I guess you probably grab this. Like I don't know what you drop off the top of my head. I'm not gonna do the math and stuff. You might end up dropping this. These talents might be good. Maybe you drop Looks and Kill. Pick up this. There's a lot more options here, which I think is a really good deal. Like things are in really good spots now. All right, we keep moving down though. Like new Glaive Tempest is crazy. I think the max we can do is like. Yeah, so we actually don't have any new points in the bottom, right? Like, we're missing the ability to kind of pick and choose our points down here still. Also, we do like this, I guess. But I'm not sure that's a bad thing. Like, this build's meme, by the way. You never run this. I'm just kind of, like, screwing around right now. Is there a way to, like, undo all of this? Not really. Okay. This tree is really interesting. So... I'm just like thinking about the ramifications. So we don't really know what's gonna be good yet. That's gonna require testing. But overall, like without looking at the class tree, because it hasn't changed yet, I would really, really, really be excited for the new spec tree. Like this is gonna change a lot of things. Meta's a 2-minute cooldown. All these talents are changed. Fel Eruption is baseline. We have access to more build options now with the way the tree has been like changed around. There's a few things I'd like to see still. I still think it's kind of rough to get from this side down to like here. You're still locked in from this row, which I don't like. All he's done is kind of given us more capstones, if you will. So, you know, I would like to see maybe one connection here and here, just so that we have more options in how we path through the tree. But that's kind of a minor thing. I don't really need that. Oh, this is actually connected here as well, which is, I guess, a big deal. You can just not take this stuff and kind of go down this way. Again, pretty cool. But yeah, like overall, I think this is really cool. That's gonna be the video for today. So that's just my first reactions. I'm currently live while recording this. I don't know when this video is going up. Doing testing. I'll do more testing. There's gonna be a lot of stuff about the Havoc tree over the next few days. So subscribe for that. I'm excited. Thanks for watching this.